Like with every other asset that trades on a market, the primary driver of Bitcoin's price movement is supply and demand. When demand for Bitcoin increases faster than the available supply of Bitcoin on the market, the price goes up. However, this by itself isn't a very helpful explanation of what makes the Bitcoin price go up. One factor that can lead to an increase in demand for Bitcoin is interest from retail investors. The amount of retail investors entering the Bitcoin market tends to increase after Bitcoin already makes a significant upward price movement, which leads to increased media coverage and more people becoming interested in Bitcoin. When the amount of retail investors in the Bitcoin market increases sharply, that can be a signal that the market is overheated and Bitcoin is close to reaching its peak. If you're starting to hear a lot about Bitcoin and crypto from your friends and family, particularly if they've never shown interest in investing or cryptocurrency before, that can be a sign of excessive greed in the market. Beyond anecdotal evidence, you can also use metrics such as the ranking of crypto investment apps and wallets in app stores to track the level of interest retail investors are displaying in Bitcoin. You can also use data from Google Trends to get an idea of how interest in topics such as Bitcoin and crypto is trending. Bitcoin is now a $1 trillion asset, and the presence of institutional investors in the BTC market is increasing steadily. The moves made by players with a lot of capital can have a substantial impact on the price of Bitcoin. In the United States, institutional investors can participate in the Bitcoin markets through well-established products such as futures contracts and ETFs. This means that even more conservative investment firms have become willing to engage with the Bitcoin market, which is certainly a positive as far as the Bitcoin price is concerned. You can track inflows into Bitcoin ETFs to see whether large players are buying or selling Bitcoin. We should also note that publicly traded companies are also adding Bitcoin to their treasuries. MicroStrategy is by far the most involved company when it comes to this, as they hold over 423,000 BTC, which is about 2% of the total supply of Bitcoin. Speaking of the Bitcoin supply, Bitcoin halvings are another factor that can influence the price of BTC. A Bitcoin halving happens roughly every 4 years and slashes the reward that Bitcoin miners receive in half. This reduces the supply of Bitcoin entering the market and can have a positive impact on the price, provided that demand for Bitcoin keeps up. There have been 4 Bitcoin halvings so far, and Bitcoin has reached a new all-time high after every halving. Another factor that can drive up the price of Bitcoin are positive regulatory developments. Bitcoin has only been around for about 15 years and is still a fairly new asset class in the grand scheme of the finance and investing sector. With this in mind, it's not too surprising that it has seen its fair share of controversy, ranging from attempts to ban Bitcoin mining to blocking Bitcoin investment products from entering the market. When governments adopt regulations that favor Bitcoin, that can increase demand for Bitcoin and have a positive impact on the price. For example, when United States regulators approved Bitcoin futures contracts in 2017 and spot ETFs in 2024, we saw major positive shifts in investor sentiment on Bitcoin. The upcoming Trump administration in the United States is expected to have a much more favorable stance on crypto, which is a big reason why Bitcoin and many other cryptocurrencies began rallying shortly after Trump won the US presidential election. As a final note, we also want to emphasize that you shouldn't underestimate the impact of pure speculation on the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a highly liquid asset that tends to display a high level of price volatility. This makes it a very attractive asset for traders who speculate on the price going up or down without much regard for fundamentals. Bitcoin can display significant price movements in a short period of time without a plausible explanation other than speculative trading.